breakfast show then for you Friday morning, and I have a guest sat opposite me right now. I've been promoting her for most of the show so far. It's Jadine Overton, a local bodybuilder. Good morning, Jadine.
Morning, Dylan.
How are you this morning?
I'm alright. I'm very nervous, actually.
Oh, you'll be absolutely fine. So you've got time off then. Is it just this week you've got off?
Oh no, I've got 2 weeks. I'm one of the lucky ones.
2 weeks?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, all that sleep.
I'll have to ask management if I can have 2 weeks off.
Well,
That'd be nice.
It's good for your health.
Yeah.
Do I recommend it?
Just not working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In general.
That makes sense, doesn't
Everyone quit your jobs.
it? There you go.
No, don't do.
Okay, so for those that are unaware then, just describe a bodybuilder for us.
A bodybuilder is someone who, well, it's in the name really, builds their body. But a bodybuilder does it to much more intensity than someone that is just into fitness in general. So it takes a lot mentally to be a bodybuilder. You've got to manipulate your food in order to enhance your muscles as well that you're training in the gym.
So you need quite a bit of discipline really, and some commitment to the cause. It's not something that you like, maybe do 2 weeks at and then go, oh, actually, this isn't for me, because you won't get anywhere.
Yeah. Oh no, definitely. I think that does happen a lot in the industry. People find that they want to do it and then, well, they just can't cope with it.
It's just too challenging.
Yeah, it is very, very demanding.
So you have to be quite a strong person, I suppose, inside and out, to take on this kind of thing.
I think it's mind over matter.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's your mindset when it comes to this more than... It is physically challenging, obviously, but it is mind.
Are there different types of categories? Are there different types? And what type are you?
Okay, so when it comes to competing, there are many different categories for both men and women. I'm in what you call just standard bikini, but it goes to athletic bikini, figure, bodybuilding, and obviously there's different categories for men as well, the bodybuilding, the classic model. But with mine, it's more focus on, yes, muscle mass, but how toned, lean, symmetry. And the thing with my category, well, with a lot of them, is that you are also judged on your tan, your hair, your makeup, how you present yourself on stage. So yeah, it does vary, and you can move categories the more muscle you build.
And is there like a ladder? Are there levels that you can go up to? For example, is there a category that you'd like to aspire to that you can't at the moment because you're not quite there yet?
Yes, you can move up, and I'm probably what you call the baby version.
Okay, so are you at the very bottom then?
Well, there's juniors that are under me that is just done by age. So there are younger athletes, and then you are put into height order and muscle mass.
Right.
So I could move up. If I grew enough muscle, I would then move up into athletic bikini, just looking that little bit bigger, and then it moves up into figure, and then obviously bodybuilding.
So there's a lot of scope then for where you can go, lots of different options.
Well, yeah, I just don't see me being that big, to be honest. But yeah, there is a lot of room.
So how did it all start then? Because, different people want to do different things. What made you think, this is for me?
Yeah, that's a very good question. I have no idea why I actually chose this sport. I was originally a runner. I was born into a family that basically breathed fitness, and my dad ran for Great Britain. My mum is a personal trainer, and I just became a runner. I did always love cross training, and then I got diagnosed with a heart condition, so I have a heart defect, and they said that I can no longer run. So I had to find another hobby. They did suggest knitting, which I told them some stern words about.
And knitting?
Yes, knitting. I mean, it really relates to running, doesn't it? But anyway, I then said I've got to put everything into something, and I think because this is not as aerobic as running,
yeah,
I thought I'd go for this and see how it was. I mean, it took me a while, like a good 1 to 2 years, to build up any muscle at all and to get that training in to that intensity before even thinking about competing. But once I got into it, I loved it. So
Yeah, it sounds like you're not letting your condition define you. You're almost fighting back against it. You're like, okay,
Yeah.
I've got this, but I'm going to see what I can do
yeah, exactly.
as far as it can go.
Yeah. I mean, I have been told I do need to be careful, and I will be, definitely. But nothing should stop us. Like, people out there, any heart condition or any medical conditions that you have, they shouldn't stop you doing something that you love.
So it sounds like you come from a background of sporty people,
Yeah.
fit family members.
Yeah.
So presumably you've had all the encouragement and the enthusiasm, and nobody's gone, hey,
No.
why are you doing that then? What are you doing that for?
No, my dad does laugh at some of the poses that we have to do on stage,
Yeah.
but other than that, they are very supportive. They've been at all my shows, and Joe too. Like, they've been so supportive. My sister, she actually does my tan hair and makeup for the stage. She's not like massively into fitness herself, but because we've grown up around it, everyone is just happy to contribute and to help me along the way.
Oh, that's really nice. You've got a nice group behind you, and no doubt that will help you, and that'll give you the positivity you need. Do you feel a bit down on certain days? Do you get any negative thoughts, and do you think, I mean, is it as far as, I can't do this. I can't do this today. This isn't for me. I'm not good enough, or whatever.
Yeah, no, definitely. Those days do come, and the longer you're into prep, like, I'm actually on week 22 of the strict diet now.
Yeah.
And the longer you are in that, the harder it gets. Like, some days I will sit and cry for an hour. I mean, I feel better after, but it is so demanding. And when you are not fueling yourself with all the food that you want, well, food releases endorphins and you feel happy once you've eaten.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting that, you don't feel happy. So as well as then, the physical demands of the gym and your cardio and everything, it does get you down. And the thought of having to do that for hours on end one day and then you've got to do it the next, it is very challenging. But any diet's challenging. People give up on diets after 2 weeks because they don't want to do the diet, and that gets them down. So yeah, I have very low days, but I also have very high days, and they're the ones that keep me going.
Yeah.
So
You are an inspiration. I know we haven't finished the interview yet, but you really are. And to be, to have that much resolve to keep on going and go, do you know what, I'm going to do this no matter what.
yeah,
That's special. And not everybody's got that. There's so many, CBA people out
yes,
there.
yeah.
Oh, I'm not bothered about this. That's
Yeah.
that's the hard route. I'm not going to take that. I'm going to go in the other direction. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to take the easy path.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, let me have it.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for some reason I'm a bit mad.
Well, okay, studioendeavourfm.co.uk. If you've got any questions for Jay Dean this morning, we're going to take a very short break. You can text them, 80011. Start your message with the word Boston. We've got loads of questions to ask Jay Dean this morning. She's doing all right, isn't she? You were sounding, well, you said before, I'm a little bit nervous. You're fine.
Thank you.
Do you want a show?
No,
No, you sure? Do you think you can squeeze it into your schedule? She's got a great radio voice, hasn't she?
oh no.
I'll be able to convince her before the end of the show. Give up your bodybuilding and become a community radio presenter. Hang on a second, that wasn't what the interview was about at all. So drop us a line then, and if you've got any questions, or if you just want to cheer her on. Fantastic, isn't it? So my guest this morning is Jay Dean Overton, who is a local bodybuilder, and she's doing great this morning. She said she was nervous, but she's doing absolutely fine.
Thank you.
She's got a great radio voice, and the enthusiasm and it's just infectious. It really is. So how long have you been doing it for? Because I don't think we've asked you that.
In total, with the periods that you have in bodybuilding, you have a bulking season and a cutting season. So I've totaling that I've done 3 years now. So, but only 2 years of competing.
Is there a certain age whereby professional bodybuilders retire because of the not the damage, but the effect it has on your body?
Well, actually, at a lot of competitions recently, we've seen men that are like 80. So I don't really think there is an age limit. When it comes to women, a lot of people take time out just purely to have children because a lot of your female stuff stops. So you have to take that time out to have children. But people do go back to it and return, but it's not as common, is it, to see like the older women generation do it, whereas a lot of males do it up into their 80s. They have the masters.
Are there many female bodybuilders? Is it still a bit of a niche thing?
In this area, I would say so. There's
Are you the only one?
Not too many.
In Boston?
I don't know. Probably in Boston. I know a couple, but they're a little bit further afield. But once you get to shows, there is a lot of competition. So it's niche for this area, I would say. And then once you branch out, which is probably the case in all sports, really. Once you go further afield and into the cities, there are more competitors. So
yeah, that makes sense. So tell us about these awards then, because that's how I came to know about you. And I thought, right, there's somebody local that's winning all these awards, and I bet the majority of the town doesn't know anything about it.
Right. Okay, so last year I did my first competition in York, and I did the Northern Championships, where I came second, and I went to the British finals with that. This year I went to do a different federation, so there are lots of federations where you can compete.
Yeah.
So I did different ones this year. My first show I placed second again. My second one was a drug-free federation, which is interesting because obviously they're all natural bodybuilders, no enhancements. And then I didn't place in that show. That was a very big show, very popular. And then my third show I won. That was in Doncaster, and I got an invite for the British finals, which is next year.
Wow. When next year?
May.
Right, we'll keep an eye on that then. That's exciting stuff. So take us through a day in the life then. So do you turn up really early in the morning at the venue?
Yeah, registration is usually between 9 and 10.
Okay.
So I'll turn up, and usually I've been awake with a nervous belly. And most of the time I do my own makeup, or my sister does it for me, like I said earlier. And we'll start doing the hair and the makeup. The tan is actually done usually the night before. You kind of sleep in it and bake yourself in it.
Oh, right.
And then...
is it a special tan then? It's not like the tan you get naming no names, just down the road.
No.
It's a special one for the occasion.
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it's...
Basically what I'm saying is you're not going to get brown all over the sheets when you're sleeping.
Well, no. There is some marks.
Can't
but it's
stay
more
here
like, yeah. It's basically creosote. No, I do bake myself in it, but it doesn't tend to rub off.
Good.
But it's hard to get off. Like the following week,
Oh,
I'll walk
right.
around a bit like a what's set.
How long does it last then?
A good week or two.
Yeah, a week and a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. I suppose it doesn't matter though, because if you've won, you'd be like, yeah, I don't like a what's it, but I've got trophies.
Well, yeah, that's true. Until you work in a school and the kids are like, "What's wrong with your hands?"
Are you all right? Are you feeling okay?
So,
oh dear.
Yeah. So once the tan, the hair, and makeup's done, I tend to, on show day, sit down a lot, which is really nice because when you've done all this training, it's good to have a bit of a rest.
Yeah.
But no, you've got to elevate your legs on show day. So I tend to just sit there with my legs up. And one of the really weird things is that you have to drink wine on show day. So the night before and on the day, you drink wine to dehydrate you.
Right.
Yeah. So you can have a little bit of water to keep your muscles, looking full, but there is a dehydrating process.
Right.
So yeah, I sit there and basically it really helps the nerves because once I'm on stage, I'm really sassy.
Yes, I was going to ask that. It sounds ideal. Maybe it's nothing to do with dehydration. That's just a ruse. And they thought they're all looking a bit stressed. You can have some wine.
Yeah.
I feel much better now, don't you?
Yeah, it does work, and then that's when everybody starts talking to each other, and you make friends, and
also everybody's a bit kind of introverted up till that point. Then, are they kind of keep themselves to themselves?
I think so, yeah.
And then the wine starts flowing.
Yeah.
And then, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So is the camaraderie really good then amongst everybody, or can it get a bit bitchy at times? Have you experienced anything and you've thought, I'm going to keep away from that group?
Well, I think there is some people that keep themselves, but everybody's different. That might be just their mindset, and they want to do that for the day, and that's fair enough. But I'm one of those people that you know, I would talk to a lamppost. Like, I'm quite happy to talk to anyone, so I make friends with everyone, and I like to know their experiences and their journey as well, because it is hard, and it is, you know, seemed as weird. So I want to know what their journey's been like and what experiences they've gone through to get there.
Yeah, so you're interested in their lives.
Yeah.
And how they've managed to get to the same place you are.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different journey in this industry, so it is interesting.
Yeah. Now, in addition to this, then, you're holding down a job as well, aren't you?
I have 2 jobs. So I work in school, and I also have a personal training business.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about this personal training business then.
Well, I work from a studio, a home gym, from my house, and it is one-on-one training. And yeah, I have spaces that are coming available this winter, ready for the new year. So
anybody that wants to get into shape for
Yes.
2020,
yeah, definitely.
what kind of levels do you train them at? Very basic stuff. Is it just general tips for fitness?
Well, I'm level 3 qualified, and I do have a nutritional qualification as well.
Okay.
I work to what that person's goals are. So if they are, you know, into their running and they want to compete in that area, then I can train them in that area. I'm also very, like, if they have a particular goal that I don't know about, this sounds weird, but I have my mum who is level 4 qualified, and she helps me provide the right training plan for them also. So if it's something that I'm not particularly strong in, I
Yeah.
have her working alongside me. So she particularly focuses on rehabilitation now, whereas mine is training goals that for someone that is not injured, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
I'm not taking them from injury, they're just working on their general fitness, or they have personal goals.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're qualified to a certain level.
Yes.
If somebody wants to go beyond that,
Yes.
then you bring in mum.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Brilliant.
how it works. We're a good team.
That's great. Okay, we're going to pause for the travel, and then we'll play a song, and then we'll wrap things up. studio@endeavourfm.co.uk. If you have any questions this morning, maybe you're a wannabe bodybuilder, and Jadine will give you just enough tips so that you can learn enough, but not too much, so that you overtake her. That's what I'd do anyway. And Jadine is still with me, my guest this morning on Friday's breakfast show, Jadine Overton, local bodybuilder. Good morning, Jadine.
Morning.
So let's talk about tips then for anybody that doesn't exercise, for anybody that's maybe stuck in a bit of a rut. Maybe there's somebody that always thinks, oh, I'm going to join a gym, or I'm going to get up early and I'm going to become a runner early in the morning. But for some reason, they never quite get over the line. It never happens. Is there any advice, any tips to get them in a positive state of mind where they can make that change?
The first thing I would say is do it that one time, whether it be venture into the gym or get up early and go for that run. You will feel so much better from the first time you do it. It is a chemical reaction that happens in the brain to do with endorphins and serotonin that makes us happy, but once you've done it, you feel incredible and like you can do it again.
Yeah.
If you're in the mindset where you completely don't do it at all, I would suggest having some help from a personal trainer or something, just so that they can give you that little push. And sometimes it might be that you can't go into the gym because you're intimidated or nervous, and then I would suggest one-on-one training, which I do offer, is the best route to go, because then it is just you and your trainer, and you're not, you don't feel like you're being judged by anybody else.
Yeah, so it's not kind of getting out there with the general public. It's a one-on-one, a less stressful, and just a nicer environment to be in as well.
Definitely, and it's catered to you. When you go into the gym, sometimes you don't know what to do with those machines, you're not sure what that exercise is, whereas, if you come to me, I do all the thinking. You just do the doing and the feeling good.
And for anybody that maybe can't go to the gym for whatever reason, can they just exercise at home? Is there anything simple that they could do to get started?
Yeah, there are many things that you can do at home. I mean, simply just going for a walk or a bike, there are simple things that people just don't tend to do anymore because, we've got cars, or just going for a walk can do so much for your body. And training at home, doing home exercises, I do suggest they are going to make you feel good. Just make sure that you are doing them properly so that you don't injure yourself or anything. But yeah, training plans are available to do from home, so that's another thing to consider.
You can provide those as well, can you?
Yeah.
There we go. You're catering for all options.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah, brilliant. So for anybody that wants to get in touch then, for anybody that wants to follow your journey as a bodybuilder, you're on a few social media accounts. What details have you got for us?
So my Instagram is just Jadine Overton. My YouTube channel where you can follow my journey is Jay's Days, or just simply put in my name. And my personal training business is Gym Chicks, and you can find me on Facebook, Jadine Overton.
Brilliant. We'll put all this on our Facebook page.
Brilliant.
This interview will be available to listen to again. And who knows,
wonderful.
somebody, yes, you can listen back to yourself, which some people absolutely love and some people really, really hate. But we'll put all the contact details on there, and then who knows, maybe somebody might listen to it and feel inspired.
Yeah.
And that'd be quite exciting if we get maybe another young Bostonian.
Yeah, definitely.
That gets involved.
Yeah.
As long as they, don't compete against you, steal your crown, and it was all because of that blasted breakfast show. But thanks for coming in. So the next big thing is next year, you were saying?
No, I'm actually competing this Sunday.
This Sunday? Where's that?
Yeah, that's in Bedford.
Okay. And you're feeling good? You're feeling confident?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I get my carbs back today, so I'll be feeling good by tonight, and then the wine starts tomorrow.
Okay,
so
right.
It's a good weekend.
Well, incidentally, we had an email in from David that basically said, interesting interview, young ladies with muscles, drinking wine. Yeah, thanks for that, David. And hello from Paul as well, who's tweeted in.
Yes, hello, Paul.
Hi, so there we go. So best of luck with it. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. No, thank you for having me.
And yeah, you're an inspiration.
The Breakfast Show, 107 and Endeavour FM.